And welcome into the ballpark at America First Square, the high school baseball series. Got a spectacular 6A Region 3 matchup on tap between the Corner Canyon Chargers and the Lehi Pioneers. I'm Brian Priest, joined by Dave Harrison on a gorgeous Thursday morning here at the ballpark. About 7,000 elementary schoolers here in the stands. It is loud, it's gonna be fun. It's the first pitch from Lehi's Sean McAfee to Jack Munson. We'll give you the Corner Canyon lineup real quick. Leading off, the right fielder Jack Munson, followed by the starting pitcher in the two-hole Lincoln Yor. Batting third is Zach Sorensen. In the cleanup spot is the designated hitter Crew Thorne. Count goes to 3-0. Batting fifth is the left fielder Levi Hines. In the sixth hole is the center fielder Garrett Downing. Batting seventh, the catcher Joby Brady. Tanner Mackey playing second base and batting eighth. With that ball lined down the third base line. Foul. Just foul on that play as Jack Munson tries to get us started. And in the 9-hole, it'll be Bowen Bodley.
Not a lot of room down that left field line, but found the foul ball dirt out there, so he's got another chance. Yeah,
minimal foul territory down there, but this game just getting started. He said a 6A Region 3 matchup. Corner Canyon comes in. They are 6th in Region 3, 12-12 overall, 4-10. They handed this Lehi team a 4-3 loss yesterday. It's in response to Lehi winning 10-7 on Monday afternoon.
Yeah, Lehi's not had a nice season so far. Looking forward to this state tournament.
Ground ball out to second base. Brody Bauer up with it. A throw not in time. Munson digging down the first base line. That'll be an infield single.
Munson runs hard. As soon as he makes contact, a little soft ground ball to the second baseman. Bauer makes a nice athletic sliding play, but just not able to get the ball over in time. So.
Defensively for the Pioneers, left to right in the outfield, Murphy Madsen, Dawson Brown, James Rex. Left to right across the infield as the first pitch to Lincoln Ure is fouled off. It's Cole Ybarra at third, Jake Welch at short, Brody Bauer at second, Ryder Aki at first, and Hazen Elton as the backstop catching Sean McAfee. Lincoln Ure batting .351 this season.
Lays down a nice bunt, and he beats it out.
And an overthrow by Sean McAfee. That gets over the first baseman's head. Everybody able to advance. Corner Canyon's got the first two batters of the game at second and third with nobody down.
Lincoln Ure lays down a beautiful bunt down that third base side. Forced McAfee off balance throw, and it goes over the head of the first baseman. And Corner Canyon's in business.
It's a tough play if you're Sean McAfee. You get to that ball right on the third baseline, and you want to spin and make a quick throw. But in that instance, you know, given the benefit of hindsight, maybe it would have been better off if McAfee just eats that ball. It was going to be a really tough play to get Ure at first anyway. As he comes back and delivers strike one to Zach Sorensen. So two in scoring position for the Chargers as they look to win their second straight over the Pioneers. Ball fouled off. Lehi begins the day second in Region 3 behind the American Fork Cavemen. They are 13-10 overall, 8-6 in Region 3 play. Behind the Cavemen, it's really four teams that are very closely stacked. The Pioneers, Lone Peak Knights, Jordan Beat Diggers, and Skyridge Falcons.
Yeah, definitely American Fork's the class of that region. I saw them play last week against Corner Canyon as McAfee gets the strikeout.
So the first punch out of the day. First out for Corner Canyon. Brings the cleanup hitter Crew Thorne to the plate.
Yeah, American Fork looked really good against Corner Canyon last week, and I expect they'll go pretty deep into the playoffs, if not win it all.
Yeah, American Fork made a deep run in the 6A playoffs last year. Of course, these two teams. Corner Canyon hoping for a spot in the 6A state championship bracket. Lehi figures to be in that 6A baseball championship bracket. Will be released tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That ball lifted out to center field. Underneath it is Dawson Brown. He'll make the catch. Throw comes into shortstop. Runner tags from third. Corner Canyon on the scoreboard. They lead 1-0. As the Chargers get started early on a sacrifice fly by the cleanup hitter.
Nice job. Puts the ball in the air, puts it in play. Lehi concedes the run. They do a nice job keeping the runner at second base, but Corner Canyon scores first.
Yeah, that sacrifice fly out to center field is a play that often goes overlooked in baseball. If you're not watching the game, if you're only looking at the box score afterwards, it's not something that stands out, but that's execution. That's how you win ball games. That pitch in the dirt.
In that dugout, you know, Thorne knows he did his job.
Exactly. Well, and you know, getting back into the dugout, his teammates are going to greet him and let him know he did his job too. It's not a fly out. You scored a run for this team. Bouncer off the plate. Counts 1-1 now for Hines.
Outside of the leadoff hitter, McAfee's been in the zone. A lot of fastball.
Runner takes the lead off a second. McAfee comes inside with the fastball. Strike two.
Corner Canyon sure like to get this second run in.
Line drive, center field, underneath it. Dawson Brown makes the catch one more time, so that'll retire the side. Corner Canyon gets the first two runners on. They score one run. So we head to the bottom half of the first inning with the Corner Canyon Chargers leading the Lincoln Pioneers 1-0. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we continue to just prep this game for you, tell you a little bit about it. We'll give you the starting lineup for the Pioneers as they're coming to the plate to face Lincoln Yor. Leading off for Lehi is going to be the right fielder, number 8, James Rex, in the 2-hole, hitting .500 with 11 doubles, 4 home runs, and 23 RBI this season. The shortstop, Jake Welch. Following Welch is the catcher, the Hazen Elton, with a heavy bat. He's got 6 long balls this year. He's driven in 26. Dawson Brown is in the cleanup spot playing center field. Cole Ybarra playing third base, batting 5th. In the 6th hole is left fielder Murphy Madsen. He's hitting .312 this season. The designated hitter Ryder Schultz batting 7th. In the 8th hole will be first baseman Ryder Aki and the second baseman Brody Bauer. Rounding out the lineup for Lehi on the mound for Corner Canyon is the son of manager Jack Yor. It's Lincoln Yor. Yor comes into this game with a 4-2 record, a 2.88 ERA from the right-hander. As I mentioned previously, Lehi won game 1 of the series back on Monday, scoring 10 runs, taking down the Chargers 10-7. Murphy Madsen and Ryder Schultz each had a pair of hits in that game. Then Corner Canyon returned the favor, winning 4-3 on Tuesday afternoon. Garrett Downing went 2 for 2 with a couple of RBI and scored a run for the Chargers.
Big game for Corner Canyon here as they get ready to go into the state tournament because, you know, Lehi's a good team. They're at the top of the region. And if you can go into the tournament having won a couple of games in a row, you know, it's all about momentum, and anything can really happen in the playoffs.
So Lehi's James Rex takes the first pitch outside.
A lot of wind out there today. I'm not sure that we're going to see any balls carry out of this ballpark.
Yeah, it's blowing in pretty heavy straight out of right field. And just my experience here at the ballpark at America First Square, Season 2, the new home for the Salt Lake Bees, is wind tends to swirl in this ballpark, and if you see it blowing in, it is not going to work with you. There's not going to be a lot of carry.
Well, Lehi comes in with a bunch of power. They've got 5 or 6 guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, so we'll see how this holds up today.
So that pitch fouled out of play, counts 2-2. Lehi, the 2025 5A state runner-up, advanced to the championship series, losing to American Fork, but it was a nice run by the Pioneers. That was a 10 seed. It was the 2-2. Popped high, shallow center field. Going back on it is the second baseman. He gets called off by the right fielder. Jack Munson makes the play. Good communication by the Corner Canyon defense. Give you their alignment. Left to right in the outfield, Levi Hines, Garrett Downing, and Jack Munson across the infield. Zach Sorensen at third, Peyton Wayment at short, Tanner Mackey at second, and Bowen Bodley at first. Joby Brady behind the plate. One thing, Dave, I remember about this Lehigh championship run is they were playing in the semis. They needed one win to reach the championship, and it was Lehigh commencement day as well that morning. So instead of graduation, they brought their caps and gowns and did a walk on the field before the game. It was so cool. I was just thinking, if I was in that position, and like, how would you want to graduate from high school? On the field?
Nobody has a really great graduation story, but
those
do.
kids did.
It was a really
lot
cool
of fun
situation,
to watch.
yeah. But they hope they can do it again this year.
2-0 bounced up the middle. Wayman up with it, strong throw. Retires Welch, 2 up, 2 down.
Oh, he
Sorry,
bobbled,
it
he
says he
bobbled
was
it,
safe.
yeah.
The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. So my apologies. That's probably going to be a throwing error on Wayman.
Wayman just unable to come up with a grip on the ball and dropped it at his feet. So Lehi now with the guy on first.
Well, you may be able to hear the crowd behind us as they get excited. Free stuff being given away here at the ballpark. This elementary school kids, they want free stuff.
May be the biggest crowd they've had this year.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, this place is just about full.
Here's Hazen Elton. Welch takes the lead. Well, the high fastball. Welch can't catch up. Sorry, Elton can't catch up. Counts 0-2. Lincoln Yore bringing the heat on that last pitch. Runner takes off. Throw down to second base, and Welch is safe with the head-first slide. So it'll be a stolen base for Jake Welch, a strikeout swinging for Hazen Elton, 2 down with a runner in scoring position. RBI chance now for center fielder Dawson Brown. Yeah, Dave, I hope they staffed and stocked the concessions properly for this crowd.
Yeah, this place is jam-packed. These kids are down here having a great old time.
Who wouldn't want to jump in the bus at 9 in the morning and go to a baseball game over sitting in class?
Yeah, that's not even really a choice. I mean, that's easy. The sun's come out. It's nice. A little bit chilly with the wind, but...
Here's the 1-0. Strike one, swinging over the top. This is the first of 2 games this afternoon. The nightcap of the doubleheader will feature the 6A Leighton Lancers versus the Farmington Phoenix. That's a Region 1 matchup. So a lot of fun here at the ballpark at America First Square, the high school baseball series. Ball fouled into the stands. Look out, heads up. It's still bouncing. I don't know if that teacher or administrator has ever felt more power than after picking up that baseball and being swarmed. There's the 1-2. Strike 3 looking. Lincoln Yore strikes out Dawson Brown. That'll end the inning. We head to the top of the second inning. Corner Canyon leads 1-0. Back at the ballpark at America First Square, top of the second inning. Corner Canyon leads Lehigh 1-0. Leading off the 6-hole hitter Garrett Downing. Downing looks at strike 1. Counts 1-1.
You know, McAfee's done a good job. He's been all around the zone. He did give up that run in that first inning, but he's done a good job throwing strikes.
Well, that pitch looked pretty good. Does not get the call from the home plate umpire. Count goes 2-1. Pioneers defense playing Downing straight up. It was Downing making the big plays in Corner Canyon's win on Tuesday, going 2 for 2 with a pair of RBI. He also scored a run, takes that pitch off the inside edge. So full count to the Corner Canyon leadoff hitter here in the second.
Corner Canyon would love to have another early base runner.
Pitch fouled into the stands.
You gotta take your hats off to these teachers of these elementary school kids who are here trying to control their kids and hopefully keep them from getting hit in the head with a baseball.
Strike 3 looking. Downing's retired.
Yeah,
so 1 down here in the inning.
Painted the inside corner with that one. Good pitch.
Yeah, hats off to the teachers who are able to come out here and try and wrangle all of this. I wonder, is there a waiver that you have to sign because of a potential foul ball?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I mean, you're a parent. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm older than most of the parents these days, so my waiver signing days are over.
Joby Brady takes ball 2.
250 hitter, 10 RBI on the year.
Looks at strike 1.
McAfee comes out, looks good here in the second inning.
And McAfee's had a decent season so far this year. 1-1 record, 5.58 ERA. Couple of tough outings, really, with that 5.58 ERA. And then high school with the small sample size, just one bad day can ruin those numbers.
Yeah, I carried a 21 ERA my junior year for a couple of weeks. And that's all it takes is a couple of bad innings, and it inflates it quickly, and it's tough to get it back down. But, you know, he's doing a really good job. He's attacking the inside of the zone, putting it right on the inside part of that plate and making it tough for the hitters.
Another full count. Ground ball back up the middle, single. So a base hit for Joby Brady. Tanner Mackey coming to the plate.
That time McAfee left that fastball right over the middle of the plate. Brady does a good job putting it in play, so speed up runner.
Speed up runner coming in, number 3, Truman Munier. Munier, if anybody knows, please write in.
The sophomore for Corner Canyon.
At the plate, Tanner Mackey hitting .338, the left-hander. Looks at ball 1. You know, Dave, as a former high school football coach here in Utah, you know Corner Canyon very well. That's a school that has dominated the 6A football ranks for the last handful of years. It'll be interesting to see how they perform next season without Eric Kerr, their head coach, who left to take the head job at Weber State.
Well, you know, anywhere Eric went, he was going to win.
Yes.
And when you had the quality of talent that he had at Corner Canyon, coupled with his ability to coach an offense and a quarterback, boy, they were tough. And I live in the Corner County boundaries, and my kids all went to Alta, but yeah, they've done a fantastic job at the school there with all of their programs, really. But football is kind of their flagship.
Tanner Mackey gets hit by the pitch. So now runners on first and second with one down.
I think they'll still be a good football program. They've got such good kids and such good parents over there. These kids are raised as winners. Well, they hired the former Brighton head coach, who had been very successful with the Bengals the last handful of years. And Casey
I know,
Sotera.
speaking with my boss, whose kids go to Brighton, that was a big loss with that coach departing for Corner Canyon.
Yeah, Casey did a good job up at Brighton. He's a good coach. He was defensive coordinator for Eric for a few years there at Corner Canyon. But yeah, Brighton's got a good program. We'll see how they do as well. Once you've got a coach that establishes a nice culture like he did there at Brighton and he leaves, it's kind of tough to replace. So they're both kind of in the same situation. We'll see how that next couple of years play out, but I think Corner Canyon's going to continue to be a good football program.
Bowen Bodley, the 9-hole hitter, behind 0-2 against McAfee. And strike three swinging, that's 2 down. Another punch out for McAfee, that's 2 this afternoon. It's weird, I can't even say this afternoon yet. It's 34 minutes to noon.
What a great way to spend a day, huh? Thursday morning and afternoon at the ballpark.
Some people get to play hooky from work to go watch a ball game. We get paid to do it.
Yeah.
It's not too shabby. Jack Munson fouls the ball out of play on a check swing. Top of the Chargers lineup. Munson walked and scored the only run of the ball game.
Curveball outside. McAfee just got away from a little bit.
Sorry, Brian was just telling me, but it's just like
Pushes the count to 1-1, 2 outs. Lehi trying to get out of this. A couple of base runners for the Chargers.
Foul ball back to the screen. Counts 1-2. McAfee eyes the runner. Comes home. Fouled into the seats once again. Count remains 1-2.
A little late on that fastball. McAfee's done a good job with that fastball. When he's stayed inside, he's done a good job. He's left a couple out over the plate that Corner Canyon's gotten to, but for the most part, he's throwing strikes and making it tough on those hitters.
A pitch misses just beneath the zone. Count goes 2-2. Lined into right field, could score a run. It's the green light, the throw, not in time. Corner Canyon takes a 2-0 lead. Coming around to score, that's Truman Mounier, the speed up runner. And Corner Canyon with the throw home, both runners advance on the play, so runners at second and third with 2 down here in the top of the second inning.
Munson comes through again. He scores the first run of the game, and he just waited on that fastball, turned on it, hit a nice hard line drive into right field, and picked up a run. So again, Corner Canyon, Lincoln Urer, chance to help himself out.
Chargers bats getting the job done early, already 4 base hits. Now Lincoln Yore in the right-handed batter's box, a chance to help his own cause.
Yeah, McAfee hasn't made many mistakes on the mound today, but those couple of pitches he's thrown over the plate, Corner Canyon's gotten to him.
Yeah, Corner Canyon's done a great job of taking advantage of the pitches they've gotten to hit. And the 1-1. Yore fouls it away. The final day of the regular season in the UHSAA High School 6A baseball season.
Oh.
Foul ball, look out down there. At least look up.
Probably the largest baseball crowd these players have ever played in front of.
It's hard to imagine another
even
scenario where they could have played in front of this many people.
Oh.
Does that contribute to a little bit of nerves, maybe? Do you see the game differently? You're in the dugout. Are you thinking about it, or once you get on the field, is it just baseball?
I think the kids that are on the field that are playing after that initial, wave of adrenaline they get from being in a
popped high, that'll get out of play.
After that first inning or two, the guys that are actually on the field playing, they may notice it because it's so unusual, but probably the kids that are on the bench in the dugout, they're looking around, kind of taking it
a little wide-eyed.
Yeah. I know I would be. I mean, we're up here in the booth, and it's pretty neat to see all these kids and the feel that it's got to be playing.
Well, my hope is, of course, like you're saying, the players out on the field, they find a way to lock in. But I would hope that each and every one of these kids, before they take the field or at some point today, look around, take in the moment, appreciate the opportunity that you have in front of you right now, and then lock back in. As that ball ripped down the left field line, carrying foul. That might be the hardest hit ball we've seen the last 2 days here at the ballpark.
Yeah, well, Porter Larson hit a couple of BBs yesterday or Tuesday, but that was a nice swing and got the barrel of the bat around. I think probably that wind pushed it foul, but yeah, you need to take this in. Look around, appreciate it, take a picture or two, because it's not something that happens very often.
There's the 2-2. Lifted right field. Shallow back on it as the second baseman. Brody Bauer makes the catch, retires the side. Corner Canyon scores another run. They lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning at the ballpark at America First Square. The Lehi Pioneers trailing the Corner Canyon Chargers 2-0. Corner Canyon with a run in each of the first two frames. Now Lincoln Yore takes the bump. He'll face the 5-hole hitter, third baseman Cole Ybarra.
Lincoln Yore's done a good job that first inning. See if he can't keep it up.
First pitch swinging, popped up. Tanner Mackey underneath it makes the play. 1 up, 1 down. And that's kind of what we saw in the first game on Tuesday afternoon. We saw Bingham and Riverton both being very aggressive at the plate.
The one difference that I've noticed early in this game versus that game is Bingham and Riverton were really active on the base paths, and we haven't seen any. I think we've seen one attempted steal is all in this ball game, and of course, Lehi hasn't had base runners, but with Corner Canyon, they haven't been running the ball. You didn't see any small ball really.
Well, even when teams weren't running on Tuesday, there was just action on the base paths.
Oh.
Runners were dancing. Pitchers were very aware of the running game. And it was just a little more disjointed than this has been early. Yor with the 1-1 misses outside.
You're working out of the stretch.
Lincoln Yor, compact frame, coach's son. He's got a really nice fastball. Catches the outside corner, evens the count, 2-2.
Yeah, definitely one of Corner Canyon's better players. Lincoln's a good hitter, throws hard.
Shakes off.
He's got a nice move, too.
Liner right back up the middle. So 1-out single from Murphy Madsen brings Ryder Schultz to the plate.
Madsen did a good job. He stayed inside on that fastball and hit it right up the middle. You know, you don't see the shading of the infielders like you do in the major leagues at this level. You wonder how long before that happens, because you see a lot of those balls, those hits taken away in major league games that are still getting through here at this level.
Well, I think that's why you still see at this level. You'll have some coaches who are very protective of game tape and video, and they don't want other teams to have that because they don't want the opportunity to be scouted.
Right.
Which, as a competitor, I understand. In my job, makes it more difficult.
Right. We want to know everything that we can about everything that you do.
Ryder Schultz, designated hitter, hitting .340 this season. Fouled out of the stadium. No, sorry, that catches the facade, and a lucky young lady down there, she's already got 2 baseballs. How about that?
And the girl that it went off of her hand initially, she's not very happy. She wished she had that chance back.
Before this morning, I wonder if either of them have ever considered the excitement of owning a baseball.
Probably not.
Counts 2-2 now on Schultz. And strike 3 swinging. Schultz is retired. Brings Ryder Aki to the plate. Back-to-back Riders. Ryder has become a more popular name, hasn't it? R-Y-D-E-R.
It seems so.
So 2 down, a runner on first for the Pioneers. Runner takes off, the throw down to second base, not in time. A stolen base from Murphy Madsen. And it is not a surprise to see a Madsen running. If anybody knows anything about Lehi and the Madsen family, Mays Madsen, a star on the gridiron and on the baseball field last year. That's an athletic family.
Yeah, he took off. It was a pretty good throw down, actually, but he got a good jump, and I'd like to see action like that on the base pass. Force the ball, force the defense to make plays.
It's a pitch fouled to the screen.
A lot of Coopers down in the Lehi area, too, over the years that have been good athletes.
Yep. Now your pitch misses outside, counts 2-1.
Yeah, Joby Brady wanted that call from the ump. He kind of hesitated and asked if it was outside. So he got his point across. We'll see if the ump gives him that corner. Nope, not that time.
Again misses outside. If Aki can reach, Brody Bauer will hit. Counts 3-1. Another Pitch misses high. That's ball 4. Walk drawn by Ryder Aki. Brings Bauer to the plate with 2 on and 2 down. Looked like Yor just kind of lost the strike zone a little bit there late in that at-bat. We'll see if he can regather himself.
Yeah, even though he works out of the stretch, when you do have runners, your focus changes a little bit.
Corner Canyon wearing the navy blue tops, not a button-up, more of the pajama style with the script Chargers across the chest. White Chargers, white numbers on the front and back, gray pants, navy cap with the white CC logo. Pitch catches the bottom of the zone, evens the count 1-1. Lehi in their home whites. White pants trimmed in purple. Script Pioneers in purple on the front, purple numbers only on the back. Can't catch up to that fastball.
Yeah, good pitch there, just top outside corner. He's got the number 9 hitter in. You don't want to get to the top of the lineup with bases loaded, so you really need to buckle down and get the out here.
Yeah, this is an important batter for Lincoln Yor. And strike 3 gets the job done. So we head to the top of the 3rd. Corner Canyon leading Lehi 2-0. Ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. Corner Canyon with a 2-0 lead over the Lehi Pioneers. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. I'm Brian Priest, joined by Dave Harrison. Leading off for the Chargers here in the top of the 3rd inning, it's 3rd baseman Zach Sorensen.
Zach's
Deep
got some
fly
pop.
ball, center field, going back on it, able to track it down. Dawson Brown.
He's going to be a fantastic player, just a sophomore, hasn't played the whole season, and has maybe been the best player for the Chargers since he's come back. Plays 3rd base. He's got some pop.
Yeah, you could tell he just missed that pitch. Brings Crew Thorne to the plate. Thorne had a sacrifice fly to center field in his first at-bat. An underrated skill, but execution is so important on a baseball field, whether it's advancing a runner, a sac fly like Thornton had. It's very important.
Yeah, and good hitters will change their approach a little bit when they know that, you've got runners in scoring position, especially at 3rd base. Just get the ball in the air, which isn't necessarily the thought process every time you're at the plate. But when you've got somebody on 3rd base, less than 2 outs, you're trying to lift one. He did a good job of that.
Here's the 0-2. Pokes it out to left. Slice is foul.
I don't think he's let a pitch go by. I think he's swung at every pitch.
Yeah, he's been aggressive.
Yeah, he's not up there to walk.
He may have flown out on the first pitch in his first at-bat as well.
There, he laid off of that one.
Not much he can do with that when it's outside the right-handed batter's box. Counts 1-2. 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. Corner Canyon leading 2-0. McAfee again misses outside.
A couple of breaking balls in a row. I think Thorne had kind of timed up his fastball pretty well, and McAfee's trying to change things up a little bit.
Buries a fastball in the dirt, runs the count full, 3-2. So a good job here by Crew Thorne. As soon as we mention his aggressiveness, he starts laying off a few pitches. Bouncer to second base, up with it is Bauer. Thorne is retired, 2 up, 2 down here in the 3rd. Now it's Levi Hines.
McAfee seems to be settling in pretty well here.
First pitch fouled down the first base line this time.
He stayed out of the middle of the plate. He's attacked most of these guys inside, but he has nibbled on the outside with that breaking ball a little bit.
He likes to work with the fastball on the inside edge for sure. Sometimes that can be one of the most difficult battles, to get your pitcher to trust going inside, trying to get in on the hands. Counts 1-2.
We saw Papadakis yesterday for Skyline. He just lived on the outside corner and ended up with a one-hitter. I like McAfee's approach, though. I like the way he comes inside.
2-2 misses. Yeah, I think most coaches would prefer a pitcher that's going to continue to challenge, isn't worried about nibbling, let their defense do some work. Liner off of McAfee's glove. Bauer gets to it. He bobbles as well. Throw not in time. A lot of times when the ball skips off of the pitcher's glove like that, you'd almost wish that they try and get out of the way. That would have been an easy base hit. In this case, it skips off of McAfee's glove, gets to Bauer. Bauer would have had a chance at the putout, but he bobbled it as well.
I think he probably got a little side spin off of the glove of McAfee, and so it was a little bit difficult to handle.
So 2 down with a runner on first. Here's Garrett Downing. Runner takes off, a hit and run in action. Ball fouled out of play. Corner Canyon, again, continues to be aggressive on the base paths anytime they get a runner involved. It's the second time they try to hit and run. Liner to short, perfectly positioned is Jake Welch. He makes the catch to retire the side. The ballpark at America First Square, where Baby Shark gets elementary school kids out of their seats like nothing you've ever seen. The Corner Canyon Chargers leading Lehigh 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Top of the lineup for Lehigh, James Rex leading off.
Yeah, Sweet Caroline might have to take a back seat to Baby Shark.
It does not hold a candle, does it?
Wow.
Don't tell Neil.
You know, I just noticed there's another player named Boston on each of these teams. Have you ever seen a kid named Chicago?
I've never seen a child named Chicago, no.
I haven't either. Wonder why that is.
Too many syllables?
I don't know.
Counts 2-1 on Rex. Rex reached on a throwing error in his first plate appearance. Oh no, sorry, Rex was retired in his first plate appearance. It was the 2-hole hitter Jake Welch who reached on an error. Ground ball to the shortstop. Good throw. Rex is retired. 6-3 in the scorebook. I always have that habit on a broadcast of saying if you're scoring at home. Do you know many people that score high school games from home?
No, I can't think of any.
We should start it.
Well, you might have. Somebody's grandmother may have gone to the closet to get her old scorebook out so that she could do as you suggested and score at
maybe.
home.
Shortstop Jake Welch. Here's the 1-0. Quickly ahead, 2-0. Lehigh still trying to break through, just one base hit. Lincoln Muir has been in control.
Welch hits 500. 23 RBI, 4 home runs, and 11 doubles.
Just eye-popping numbers for Jake Welch.
One of the top hitters in the state. Like to see what he can do with a fastball. Lincoln gives him something to hit here.
I mean, there's only a handful of players I can think of who've hit 4 home runs in a season, and Welch doesn't even lead his team of home runs. That's Hazen Elton in the 3-hole with 6 long balls this year as Welch draws the walk.
Yeah, a lot of pop in this Lehigh lineup.
And not just the long ball. There's a lot of extra base hitters, guys going to gap on this team.
Yeah, with bats like that in the lineup, you can go a long ways in the playoffs. Doesn't, you know, it's always important to have arms, but if you've got offense, that carries in the playoffs.
You're always in a game, especially if you can get later in the week when the pitching staff's worn out.
Yeah, that's kind of when the hitters take over.
And the pitch misses outside. You're gotten a little bit wild here, the last 2 batters.
I think he might be trying to stay away from the middle of the strike zone. It seems like he's kind of attacked these guys outside.
Comes back inside.
Yeah, he knows they've got pop, so he's probably trying not to give anything to drive.
Try to stay away from the guys who can do some damage. Strike right down the middle. Counts 2-1. Yor checks the runner. It's interesting, Welch stole a base earlier in the game, and Yor is not really showing him a lot of respect on the base paths. It's that throw from the catcher gets loose.
See how aggressive Lehigh gets here. You kind of don't want to get too crazy with your best hitter at the plate. You know, you let him swing. Sometimes I think if you put on a hit and run and you see a guy go, you're going to hold off on swinging. Of course, you got 2 strikes, so you're going to swing at anything that's close. But sometimes you'll see that out of a manager. They don't run as much with their best guys at the plate.
Here's the 2-2. Misses high. So we'll have a payoff pitch with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Fouled back. Welch stays alive.
Fought off a high fastball there. Yeah, we're going to see some really great hitters today. Hazenelt, one of them. 418. 6 home runs, 26 RBI, 7 doubles. I mean, these guys hit the ball in the gap, and they got some pop down there.
Welch takes off. That'll be ball 4. So now runners at 1st and 2nd. Still 1 down for Lehigh as they have a runner in scoring position. And we're going to have a mound visit. Just quick word between Jack Yor and his son, Lincoln Yor. As we see the Chargers talking about the situation they're in, runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 down. I couldn't help but notice that Corner Canyon, of the 6 teams I've seen at the ballpark get a mark of first square this season, Corner Canyon's the only team who's actually got players out in the bullpen all day. The other teams, they've just been, all right, we got to get somebody warm, send them out between innings or something like that. Corner Canyon, that's the king spot to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, they're taking advantage. It's the whole big league experience they're getting. They're gonna take all those pitchers out there in the bullpen with the pitching coach. They've even got a football down there they're warming up with.
I hope they're all spitting seeds too. Here's Dawson Brown. York comes set, checks the runner at second. Ball one. So Lincoln York has been careful here in the middle of the Lehi lineup, working around Jake Welch and Hazen Elton, back-to-back walks. Spins, does not throw to second. Runners retreat. And the pitch. Strike one.
Good pitch there. High fastball on the outside part of the plate. Tough to catch up to that pitch.
York looks in, he gets the sign, comes set. The 1-1. Ball too high, counts 2-1.
Curveball just didn't drop down into the zone quite. Looked like a good pitch. But again, you've got to be careful. These Lehi kids can hit the ball. Dawson Brown, another one. 16 RBI, 4 doubles, couple of home runs.
Pioneers pushed across 10 runs against Corner Canyon on Monday.
Yeah, probably see Brown in attack mode here. Probably looking for fastball, middle part of the plate. If he can find something he can drive. Try and get Lehi on the board.
Lincoln Yours really slowed down his pacing, being very deliberate with runners on base. That's strike two. Good attack pitch right there on 3-1.
Yeah, he was looking for the fastball, and you're just put it up a little bit in the zone and a little bit outside. Able to push it to a full count.
So after back-to-back walks, we've got another payoff pitch. Lincoln York against Dawson Brown. And strike three. Brown thought he had drawn a walk. Takes a hop across the plate toward first base and instead gets rung up. 2 down here in the bottom of the third.
That's a tough call. That looked like it was off the plate, but nevertheless. Colibar at the plate now.
It's now an RBI chance for Ybarra. First pitch swinging, fouls it into the seats. The second deck here at the ballpark.
The older graded kids are up top. He didn't seem quite as enthused to get the foul ball.
Now Ybarra back into the box. He's hitting .313 this season. Counts 1-1. 2 down, bottom of the third inning. Corner Canyon hanging on to a 2-0 lead. They scored 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. Ybarra lines the ball to left. Ranging over, making the grab is Levi Hines. That'll retire the side. Lincoln York works through a little bit of trouble. We head to the 4th. Corner Canyon leading 2-0. Back in South Jordan, Utah, Brian Priest, Dave Harrison with you. It's the the Corner Canyon Chargers. I went back to Tuesday's game. Corner Canyon leads Lehi 2-0. Top of the fourth inning, still on the mound for Lehigh is Sean McAfee. Leading off the catcher, Joby Brady. Brady looks at a strike on the inside corner, counts 1-2.
Had a single and scored in the second inning.
Slow roller out in front of the plate. Really tough play. Third baseman coming in on it. Cole Ybarra cannot make the throw in time. So it's going to be a swinging bunt single for Joby Brady. And we'll have a speed up runner coming in.
Second time we've seen him do that.
So
First
Truman Munier coming back in as a speed up runner. Tanner Mackey, the left-handed hitting player at the dish. Mackey playing second base. Another bouncer in front of the plate. McAfee gets to it. Makes the throw to second, able to get the lead runner. Risky decision, but it pays off for McAfee.
Yeah, you've got it. We talked about this on Tuesday a little bit. You've got to lay a bunt down anywhere but directly at the pitcher. And when you do that, it gives the pitcher an opportunity to turn and make a play at second. And a really athletic move there by McAfee to turn and throw.
Yeah, that was a tough play from McAfee. Did a great job getting off of the mound, fielding his position, and making a strong, accurate throw to second base. Here's Bowen Bodley hitting .245. Takes strike two. Behind McAfee, 0-2.
Feels like McAfee's in a pretty good rhythm right now.
Popped up, third base side. Shortstop makes the call, Jake Welch. Good job communicating defensively as the ball gets away after the catch is made. No runners able to advance. Saw the third baseman Ybarra going back on that one. Looked like he might have had a play, but Welch calling it, making the play, making the call loud.
Yeah,
Very important.
Better angle for the shortstop coming over like that instead of running straight back and looking over your shoulder like the third baseman would have had it done.
Yeah, I love the way you explain that, how it can be difficult for the third baseman. Just the angle looking over their shoulder, that ball, you're going to lose it at some point as it crosses from behind you to in front. The shortstop has a much better angle to keep it in their vision the entire time. Runner takes off, pitch inside in the dirt, no throw. So it'll be a stolen base for Tanner Mackey.
All right, well, then he just erased the sack bump mistake when he popped it back to the pitcher too hard. So Corner Canyon now with a runner on second.
Only difference now is there's two down.
True.
Two and one count on Bodley. Sorry, this is Jack Munson. Munson grounds to third. Foul ball.
Huh.
It's a little bit different on that one with a runner at second base. There's an umpire in the middle of the infield, so it's the home plate umpire who's forced to make that call.
It looked to me like that bounced down the chalk the whole way and almost hit the bag, but must have bounced on the outside of that chalk once.
2-2 count, two down. Fly ball left field, going back on it is Madsen. Underneath it, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Lehigh trying to get on the scoreboard. They trail 2-0. Back at the ballpark, a gorgeous Thursday afternoon, and it is Kids Day in South Jordan. Take a look at that. 6,500 elementary school kids across the state of Utah bust into the ballpark at America First Square for the high school baseball series. This game one today between the Corner Canyon Chargers and the Lehi Pioneers. Corner Canyon leading 2-0. We're halfway through this scheduled 7-rounder. Leading off for Lehigh, it's Murphy Madsen. Madsen looks at ball one, evens the count, 1-1.
Madsen with a single in the second inning.
Pioneers second place in Region 3, trying to find their footing today. It's been tough sledding against Lincoln Yor. Appeal down to first.
Oh.
Finally, the umpire gives him the appeal, and it is no swing.
It looked like he went to me. I thought Corner Canyon had a. Joby Brady was right there when he thought that Madsen had committed.
Next pitch popped up right behind home plate. Joby Brady makes the play. So one down here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. But that appeal down to first brings up an interesting note. I had a chance yesterday to write a nice long story for KSLSports.com about the check swing challenge coming to Salt Lake next week. And the Pacific Coast League started it on Tuesday afternoon. Check swing challenge at the AAA level this year. And they're just trying to take a rule that has been completely subjective and has given umpires no guidance in the history of the game and simplify it a little bit. So it'll be fun. It'll be similar to ABS, if anybody has seen that, how the ball strike challenges, the video review comes in on the board in the ballpark. The check swing challenge will be very similar. You're looking for a 45-degree angle. So it's basically, if your bat path is even with the baseline, then it'll be a swing.
Yeah. Yeah, you would assume the umpire on the baseline will be able to see that, but he might not be thinking. I mean, that's probably not it's a tough, it's hard to see that at snap of an instant
really
like
difficult. This counts 3-1 on Ryder Schultz. Schultz, hard hit ball, left center field. Making the call and the catch, Garrett Downing. You could see Downing communicating with Levi Hines as they both try and converge on that ball. Downing making the grab. So 2 down for Lincoln Yor after he struggled with his command a little bit back in the third. He's looking good in the fourth. And as you pointed out, Dave, so astutely in that third inning, it may have been less of a command struggle and more of just we're working around some guys in the lineup that can do damage.
Yeah, he's come out hammering the strike zone here this fourth inning, looking for their first 3-up, 3-down inning, Corner Canyon is. And he's done a really good job of keeping this tough Lehigh lineup in check, because these kids can hit the ball.
The Pioneers incredibly deep, 1 through 9. Pitch misses outside, evens the count, 1-1. One catches the outside edge, maybe a little bit generous. Count goes to 1-2. On Tuesday, our Game 1 umpire had a very wide zone on either side. It doesn't seem like it's been that quite as consistently this afternoon.
Now, there have been a couple of wide ones, but for the most part, he's pretty consistent.
And that one misses in the right-handed batter's box, 2-2. And the pitch, ground ball, foul down the first base line.
I like that inside fastball there, but against the left-handed hitter, you want to keep that up in the zone a little bit. That low inside fastball is hittable for a left-handed hitter. You want to handcuff him up high or put something out over that outside corner.
Yor gets the sign. We'll have another 2-2. Ball 3 runs the count full. So we'll have a payoff pitch with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lehigh trying to get on the scoreboard. They trail 2-0. Fouled into the stands. Looks like that one's going to bounce over by the miniature golf course here at the ballpark at America First Square.
There's a mad stampede. Yeah, what a scene here at the ballpark today.
And ball 4, Lincoln Yor loses righter Aki, bringing Brody Bauer to the plate. Bauer, the 9-hole hitter for Lehigh.
Kind of the same situation we saw in the 2nd inning. He's got the number 9 hitter at the plate and base runner. He had a couple of base runners the last time he was up. So another important out here for Corner Canyon. They don't want to get to the top of this Lehigh lineup.
Throw down to first. Aki was in no man's land. He took a massive secondary lead. He was almost 30, 35 feet off of the bag.
I think there was a bunt on, and Bauer was unable to get the bunt down. Although with 2 outs, you don't typically see that, but he did square, and I think that's probably why he was off that bag at first so far.
Counts now 2-0. And before the at-bat continues, we're going to have a conversation on the mound. Jack Yor makes his way out to have a conversation with Lincoln. If you're in Jack's position here, what are you saying to Lincoln?
Well, you've got, kind of the same situation you've been in. You've just got to go after the number 9 hitter and throw strikes. You got to. Actually, now he's back to the top of the lineup. Well, still the same thing. You've got to throw strikes. Let your guys make a play. It looked like there was a little confusion between catcher and first base on that pickoff attempt. I know they had a discussion when they went out. So, they may just be out there clearing some things up. Let him catch his breath. Sometimes you'll do that. A couple outs in an inning, you'll call a timeout just to get out there and let him catch his breath.
And the meeting on the mound is over. About ready to continue. So Brody Bauer steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Number 1 against number 1 Lincoln Yor. Bauer struck out in his only at-bat today.
And we've seen Yor slow down his tempo a little bit when he's got base runners, and I think that it's affected his ability to hit the strike zone.
It does seem that way. You talked on Tuesday about, as he finds strike 1, but just how pitching is such a rhythm exercise. When you slow yourself down, you get out of that rhythm, and sometimes it can throw you off. And ball 4.
And Lincoln works out of the stretch even when there's nobody on base, but it's the mentality that there's nobody on base. I don't have to worry about it. So we'll see. We're back to the top of the lineup. Good big chance for Lehigh here. James Rex.
So now for the 2nd time in 2 innings, Lehigh with runners on first and second with 2 down. Jack Yor heads back out. We do have some action in the Corner Canyon bullpen. So we'll see if this is the end of the day for Lincoln Yor. He does. He gives up the baseball. And it looks like it's going to be Peyton Wayman that comes out of this game for Corner Canyon. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. I believe that Lincoln Yor is going to stay in this game defensively, but we'll be back with the name and the numbers for the new Corner Canyon pitcher. Pioneers trying to get back in this ballgame. They trail 2-0. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, Lehigh with 2 on and 2 down. Trying to scratch a run across for the first time. A new pitcher for Corner Canyon. It's Maddox Florence, number 8. Right-hander coming in relief of Lincoln Yor. He'll face the top of the Lehigh lineup. It's James Rex.
Maddox
Lincoln Yor had a pretty good start today. Moves over to shortstop. Peyton Wayman comes out of the ball game.
Showed bunt there, but I don't think he really intended to do that. I think he was just trying to throw Maddox off. Florence, a big, hard-throwing right-hander for the Chargers.
Counts 2-0. Throw to second base. Back in safely as the runner. Rex nothing for 2 this afternoon. Grounded out to short in his last at-bat. Florence comes set. The pitch. Catches the outside edge. 2-1.
It's pretty generous there.
Very generous. We've seen that a couple of times. Florence comes set, and Rex steps out of the box.
He and Brady can't get on the same page. He shook Brady off 3 times there. Let's see if they can't get on the same page here.
As we often see in these high school games, once you get into the bullpen, the pace can really grind to a halt. Fouled out of play.
Yeah, Florence comes in a high leverage situation. He's got runners on, 2 outs, top of the lineup.
And the 2-2 goes off speed, misses high. Runs the count full, a payoff pitch. The runners will be in motion. I think this is the first time today we've had the runners on the moves.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Lined into the gap. That's trouble. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. It's a 2 RBI double from James Rex. And the Pioneers strike. They tie the game 2-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Hey, did a fantastic job. Rex did. Waiting on a fastball, it drove it into the gap. Scored runners off of first and second, but as you mentioned, they were moving with a full count, 2 outs, and scores a couple of runs. Lehi's tied it up.
That's just the 2nd base hit today for Lehi, but it was a big one. And they're going to give a free pass to Jake Welch. They don't want to mess around with Welch's bat. He hit 2 home runs. Drove in 5 in Lehi's 10-7 win on Monday. So instead of Welch, it'll be Hazen Elton hitting .418. He walked in his last plate appearance. RBI chance for the Pioneers, RBI leader with 26 runs driven in. Ball 1. Tension starting to pick up at the ballpark a little bit.
Yeah, Corder Candy has done a fantastic job of keeping Lehi's bats in check. But that was a big swing by Rex. Kind of feels like Lehi's awake now.
Yep.
A little more excitement on that sideline in that dugout. It just seems like they're not quite on the same page, Corner Canyon.
As you see,
Brady, yeah, talking again.
And we see Joby Brady heading out to have another word, making sure that he and Maddox Florence are on the same page. Runners on first and second in a tie ball game. You can't really be too careful making sure that everybody's on the same page. They've got everything settled. Here's the 2-0. Misses outside, 3-0.
Yeah, this is the kind of lineup that could get away from you. As soon as one guy gets a hit, you start kind of pressing as a pitcher a little bit, and it's tough to throw strikes because you're afraid you're going to get hit hard again.
So that pitch misses inside. The bases are loaded on a ball 4. But not just that, you know, Lehi starts to piece a few at-bats together, and you look down in their dugout, the energy in the Pioneers dugout right now is just off the charts compared to Corner Canyon. Chargers were so excited to get this 2-0 lead, and now the momentum has completely flipped. Lehi feels like they're on the way up, and Corner Canyon right now is a team that looks like they're just trying to hang on.
Well, they're having a hard time throwing strikes. That's their 7th walk of the game, and you know, even though they've only given up the 2 hits, they've given a couple of runs, and now they're in a tough spot because it doesn't get any easier as you go down this Lehi lineup. They could all hit, and they all could score runs. They've all got a ton of RBI, and you've got to be careful.
Speed up runner for Lehi, it's number 19, Kyson Butterfield. So the sacks are packed with Pioneers for Dawson Brown. Fouls the first pitch into the Corner Canyon camera well.
A little bit early on a breaking ball inside. He's aggressive. He wants to score some runs.
If I'm a coach, I almost rather see Brown take on that first pitch after you've seen Florence struggle with the strike zone. Fly ball center field, going back underneath it, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. So Corner Canyon, they give up a couple of runs. Lehi ties the game. We head to the 5th inning. It's 2-2 at the ballpark. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Top of the 5th inning at the ballpark at America First Square. Lehi scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th to tie the game at 2 apiece. Swinging at the first pitch here is Lincoln Yore. He flies out to center field. And both teams into their bullpen. Taking over on the mound for Sean McAfee is Case Kelly. And I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. Case Kelly, name of the day, Dave.
It's a pretty good name, isn't it? It's a good baseball name. Case Kelly.
So after Lincoln Yore flies out on the first pitch, that brings Zach Sorensen, the third baseman, to the plate. Kelly firing bullets.
I really like watching Zach Sorensen swing the bat.
Another hard hit ball. Left center field bat going back a long way. Diving grab. Dawson Brown with the whip gem. Brown had to range 30 or more yards. Looked like he wasn't going to be able to get to that ball. But he makes the catch and hits the turf. That'll be one he remembers for a while. We got 2 down now in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, Dawson Brown just robbed Zach Sorensen of extra bases there.
Ground ball bouncer through the hole up the middle. So a 2-out single for Crew Thorne keeps the lineup alive for Levi Hines. Case Kelly in his first inning of work got 2 quick outs before giving up the single.
A couple of hard hit balls there for Corner Canyon. Fly ball to the left, fly ball on a diving catch in center field, and a single there. So Corner Canyon's hitting him hard. We'll see if they can't keep that up.
Left-handed hitting Hines. Throw over to first, back in safely is Thorne.
Hines had a single in the 3rd and flew out to center in the 1st.
Pitch misses high and outside. First of two 6A battles today. Region 1 featured next, the Layton Lancers being hosted by the Farmington Phoenix.
Excited to see Layton play. They got some power hitters in that lineup as well.
And that'll be the final game of our 2026 high school baseball series. Had the 5A state championship bracket revealed this morning, the 6A bracket reveal tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You can find that on KSLSports.com. Yours truly is the host. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the truth.
Stole a base there for Corner Canyon.
Two and one count. Runner in scoring position now after that stolen base. And a foul ball makes it 2-2.
Jensen Pollard is the runner on second base for Corner Canyon with a stolen base there. Looks like he's running for Crew Thorne.
Pitch misses outside, runs the count full. Kelly gets the sign, checks the runner at second. The pitch. Strike three looking. Perfect pitch from Case Kelly. The Pioneers, after scoring 2 runs to tie the ball game, they get a shutdown inning in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of 5. 2-2 here at the ballpark. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Bottom of inning number 5 here in South Jordan. The Corner Canyon Chargers 2. The Lehi Pioneers 2. Coming to the plate, leading off for Lehi is the third baseman, Cole Ybarra. Ybarra's had a nice day, couple of good putouts defensively. He's 0 for 2 at the plate. But Lehi found some success in the bottom of the 4th. They'd love to continue it here in the 5th. And Ybarra gets hit by the first pitch on his front shoulder.
You know, really, it's control's been the issue for Corner Canyon. That's the 8th free pass they've given up to Lehi. Lehi's only got 2 hits, but because of those bases on balls last inning, they were able to bring a couple across.
Maddox Florence coming in relief of Lincoln Yore, and Florence has struggled since entering with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Misses there with ball 1. And strike 1 gets a call. And ball 2 misses high and inside.
We might see Ybarra take off here.
Lehi began the day 2nd in Region 3 behind American Fork. Ybarra fakes the steal attempt back to first. Counts now 3-1.
Yeah, it's big, really important for Corner Canyon to throw strikes. I know this is a heavy hitting Lehi team, but you know, 8 bases on balls in 4.5 innings, that's tough to overcome. Good pitch there.
It's just so difficult when you beat yourself like that. You give up so many free bases on balls. At some point, a good team will take advantage of it. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped. And that'll land. That drops right in front of the right fielder, Jack Munson. Just a perfectly placed little fly ball.
Yeah, he got that up in the air, and it just died. There was nothing that Corner Canyon could do. It was just like you said, the perfectly placed ball. I think had there not been so much wind up there, he would have got to it. But.
So with nobody out, runners at first and second for the Pioneers. Here's Ryder Schultz. That base hit by Madsen, the third of the afternoon for Lehi.
Yeah, Corner Canyon needs something big to happen here defensively. It feels like Lehi's ready to pop out.
Schultz squares around, pulls the bat back, and takes ball one. Yeah, Corner Canyon just doesn't look like they have the same confidence out there as they did early in this ball game.
Well, you know, Lincoln, yours started out, threw the ball really well, threw a lot of strikes, and they got out of trouble for the most part. But a little different feel, you're right, here with Maddox Florence on the hill.
Bunt attempt, popped into the stands. Little mind puzzle right there for the young lady trying to get a foul ball through the railing. Has to pass it over hand.
A lot of kids going home with baseballs today.
That 1-1 pitch misses outside, now 2-1. Still nobody down, bottom of the fifth inning, Lehi. Runner in scoring position, they have yet to lead in this ballgame.
Best case scenario here for Corner Canyon, you want to get if you get a strikeout here, you know, you're 7, 8, 9 hitters again, but you've got no outs.
Wheels and throws to second.
Want to attack this batter. I know they're worried about the base runners, but boy, you've got to make sure that you take care of business at the plate.
And it feels like when you've got a pitcher who's struggling with the command, the more that they're worrying about base runners, the worse it tends to get. It can just kind of compound.
Yeah, it does. And there again, a sac bunt attempt fouled off, so.
Counts 2-2.
Florence needs to give him his best pitch right here. He needs a strikeout.
And the pitch misses high. Full count, 3-2. Maddox Florence cannot afford to lose Ryder Schultz. Following him, it'll be Ryder Aki and Brody Bauer. Then the top of the Lehi lineup. Not a prospect Corner Canyon wants to deal with. Another pickoff attempt at second base. Nothing doing.
Yeah, not even close. Boy, thinking a lot about the guy at second base. He needs to get a strike across right here.
Popped shallow in the infield. There's no play. Just a little blooper right over the pitcher's head. It catches the grass, and the second baseman, Tanner Mackey, has nowhere to go with it.
You know, he made a great pitch right there. He jammed him, and the ball just landed in the one spot that nobody could get to. Tough break there for Corner Canyon.
Well, and that's difficult as a base runner, too. I think the only reason why everybody's safe is because that ball happened to be in a spot where both base runners can pick it up and see that it's likely to find some grass.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's probably going to be a force out on that play. It just wasn't high enough to be an infield fly, but that'll be the end of the day for Maddox Florence. So we'll have another pitching change for the Corner Canyon Chargers. Bases loaded for Lehi in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 2-2. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Pitching change at the ballpark, bottom of the fifth inning. Corner Canyon's new hurler, the left-hander, number 16, Will Bake. Bake comes into this game, really tough spot, nobody down, bases loaded, tied 2-2. And it looks like we have a Lehi pinch hitter. It's number 21 coming to the plate. Swings at the first pitch, lines it into right field. It's an RBI single. The runners get held. Bases still loaded. Lehi takes their first lead. That's Colt Kelly with the RBI pinch hit single. And the Pioneers jump out in front. That's exactly what you're trying to do if you're Lehi, not going too much with that pitch. Just pokes it into right field on the outside edge. Beautiful baseball. This is Brody Bauer, the Lehi second baseman. He's driven in 5 this season. Has a chance to tack on to that number. And the 1-0 misses in the dirt. And Dave, you mentioned it back in the 4th inning. You felt like you could feel this starting to turn. Lehi was finding some momentum, finding a little bit of success at the plate, and it's continued here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and as good as these guys are, you've got to throw strikes. You can't give them 3 bases.
Popped out of play.
And Lehi stayed patient at the plate. They've gotten into this Corner Canyon bullpen, and now, like you said, it feels like Lehi's ready to break this one open.
Bauer looking for his first base hit of the afternoon. Takes ball 3. The count's 3-1 on Bauer. Nowhere to put him with the bases full. Still nobody down. Strike 2. So a full count.
Bauer drew a walk and scored in the 4th inning.
Lehi with an opportunity to put up a crooked number. Pop up that could get out of play over the first base dugout. Bounces into the seats, onto the concourse. That's better. The concourse gives more people a chance with that foul ball.
Yeah, it looked like somebody's dad got it. One of the adults made a break for the ball. Again, another big pitch here.
Comes set. Payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. Walks in a run. So the Pioneers keep the carousel turning. It's 4-2. Bases remain loaded. And that turns the lineup over leadoff man James Rex.
9th walk by Corner Canyon today.
Tough to get the job done with that many free passes. Ball 1. When you're a pitcher, you're out there on the mound and you're struggling with command, the bases are loaded. It can feel like the loneliest place on the planet. Fouled back.
Yeah, at this point, you just need to throw strikes. You're down 3 runs. You've got the bases loaded. You need something to happen. You need a double play ball. You need a line drive, double play, something big to happen defensively. But you can't afford to keep just giving up free passes.
Line drive, center field, base hit, should score 2. James Rex with the 2 RBI single. Lehi breaking this game open. They lead 6-2.
Four RBIs for Rex on the game, so he's hitting the ball hard. Done a nice job for Lehi. Again, we're preaching about throwing strikes, but you know, you throw a strike to a good hitter like James
and
Rex,
that's the worry.
Lines it into right center. So
you're telling your pitcher throw strikes, depend on your defense, but sometimes throwing strikes comes with you're going to give up hits as well. Here's Jake Welch.
Still just the 6th hit for Lehi against 7 for Corner Canyon. The difference is they've got all those free base runners.
Welch with a big bat. Began the day hitting .500 with 4 home runs. Had 2 long balls, drove in 5 against this Corner Canyon team on Monday in a 10-7 Lehi win. What a thing it would be to add a big league park or a minor league professional park home run to your resume.
Put a good swing on that.
Looked smooth. Counts 1-2, still nobody down. Lehi scored 4 in the frame. They lead 6-2.
Well, that sure sounded like it was a wooden bat.
Ball 2 in the dirt. Will Bake comes set, checks the runner at first. The pitch goes off speed, misses outside.
Welch has already got 2 walks today. Corner Canyon really hasn't given him anything to hit.
So we get a scream from Kids Day here at the ballpark. And Welch strikes out swinging. That's the first out of the inning. Good pitch by Will Bake, battling back. Brings the heavy-hitting catcher, Hazen Elton, to the plate.
The Corner Canyon needed that right there. That was a good strikeout. Get that first one.
You get that first out, you can just breathe. Strike 1, fouled back to the screen.
He was all over that. He didn't miss that by much.
Runners at the corners for the Pioneers. Corner Canyon defense playing Elton straight up.
Yeah, he came back with a breaking ball there. Elton was on that first fastball. Didn't miss it by much, so we'll see if Corner Canyon keeps throwing him the bender or if they come back to that fastball later in the at-bat. What we really want to do is get a ground ball, throw something, breaking ball low, get him to hit into a double play.
Yeah, that ground ball double play would be a massive play right now. We really haven't seen Lehi put very many balls in play on the ground this afternoon. Been a lot of line drives. Counts 1-2 on Elton. Chopper to short. Get the out at second. And a double play, 6-4-3. So Corner Canyon gets out of it, but Lehi scores 4. We head to the 6th inning. Pioneers in front, 6-2.
So now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Top of the 6th inning here in South Jordan at the ballpark at America First Square, where the Corner Canyon Chargers trail the Lehi Pioneers 6-2. The ballpark at America First Square, the home of the AAA Salt Lake Bees, affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. The 2026 High School Baseball Series. And leading off for Corner Canyon, the 6-hole hitter, center fielder Garrett Downing. Downing takes strike 1. Facing Case Kelly. Kelly misses with the fastball.
Yeah, Kelly now onto the ball. Comes into this inning, he's got a 4-run lead, and you're now pound the strike zone. Throw strikes. Don't mess around.
Little looper over the head of the shortstop. It'll be a leadoff single for Downing. 1 on, nobody down. Brings Joby Brady to the dish. Brady has singled twice and scored back in the 2nd inning. Throw to first, runner back in safely. There's ball 1. Strike 1 with the off-speed pitch. An absolutely picture-perfect day here at the ballpark. Some cotton candy clouds out there, blue skies. We've got the Wasatch Mountain backdrop. Not a whole lot better as far as high school baseball goes.
Yeah, this will be a game that these kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
Line drive center field, that's dying, it'll drop. So back-to-back singles for Corner Canyon as they try and get back in this ball game. I was able to get here early today and I went down to talk with both coaches. I was talking with Corner Canyon's head coach, Jake Ure, and I just asked him, I said, "How you doing today?" He said, "Best day of my life." And he meant it. Sometimes people say stuff like that and they just want to get rid of you. He was thrilled to be down in that third base dugout.
Yeah, what a great experience. And, you know, for a coach, too, it really is a great experience to be able to coach in an environment like this. And not only the stadium, but the way the Bees brought all these kids in today and packed the house. Really a memorable experience for everybody involved, us included.
Tanner Mackey waves over the top of strike 2 behind in the count. 0-2. Corner Canyon taking a look at the line score. 2 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Lehi with 6 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Bouncer foul. We've mentioned it throughout the day. It's 9 walks issued by the Corner Canyon pitching staff that has made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, they've out-hit Lehi 9-6. It's just the fact that there wasn't as much traffic with those base hits as those 6 hits that Lehi's had.
Softly hit. Pop-up's caught at second base. Brody Bauer makes the play, first out in the inning. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter coming in for Corner Canyon. It's number 23, Grady Pettit.
A freshman.
Just various baseball names up and down these rosters. Bostons and Maddox. Brady Pettit.
Yesterday we had a Gehrig and a Boston on the same team. And I actually did talk to those kids after the game.
Did you?
Yeah. They confirmed what we thought. Big Yankee and Red Sox fans.
That's what we were hoping for.
Big spot here for Corner Canyon. Just 1 out, a couple of base runners. If they can get this pinch runner on base, they get to the top of their lineup again.
Kelly misses outside, evens the count 1-1. Looking down in one of the sections below us, we've got a bunch of kids lining up for a photo, and about 10 of them in Dare shirts. That's a program I haven't heard of in a long time. Kids Day here at the ballpark. It's been an educational experience. Had a quote from Babe Ruth up on the scoreboard earlier. Don't be afraid to play the game just because you might strike out. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yes, the meaning's there.
Pop to center, coming in and making the grab. 2 down now.
I love the exposure these kids are getting to baseball. Baseball's not growing like it used to. It's such a hard sport to be able to throw and catch and to hit. And a lot of kids sometimes they'll go to other sports that aren't, you know, the barrier to entry isn't quite as high as baseball. And so
it's such a difficult sport to play with all of the different actions that you have to be able to master. And as a fan, it can be, especially when you're younger and the attention span can be pretty short, it can be very difficult to just focus and understand what is going on. And that's why it takes having somebody who cares about the game and who can explain what's happening, some of the ins and outs. But then also, I'll tell you why I love baseball, because you can come to the ballpark and there's going to be several thousand of these kids that tomorrow you would ask them and they don't even remember there was a baseball game. They were just hanging out with their friends, and that's what makes it so great. As that pitch gets away, both runners advance. So 2 in scoring position now for Corner Canyon, but yeah, you can come to the ballpark and it's just a day out.
Yeah.
It's something that no other sport offers. You can't go to a Jazz game or a Mammoth game and just relax.
No, yeah, you can't even have a conversation typically at a Jazz game anymore.
Here's the 2-1. Catches the outside edge, now 2-2. Corner Canyon leadoff hitter Jack Munson.
Oh. Kelly's walking off the mound. He knew he threw a great pitch right there. It looked pretty good from where we were at, too. But
do not see that very often. Case Kelly was halfway to the first baseline. Circles back. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball, second base. Bauer bobbles it. Everybody's safe and a run scores. So Corner Canyon takes advantage. That's going to be an E4 on Brody Bauer. The Chargers have runners at the corners. They trail by 3 now. That just looked like a case of Brody Bauer, his hands being a little bit faster than the ball.
yeah, a pretty routine ground ball looked like. Oh, keeps Corner Canyon alive, scoring another run. Now they've got best hitters up.
There's Lincoln Yours, started the game on the mound. Slid into the designated hitter position now. Waves behind 0-2. Yours hit a couple of balls hard today. Singled back in the first inning. Lines it down the first baseline, just fouled by inches.
Yeah, that didn't miss by much. Boy, that was close.
That's a tough break. If that ball stays fair, Corner Canyon scores at least 1. And then they end up with 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and Zach Sorensen at the plate. So, see if Lincoln can't straighten that out, find some grass.
Runners take their lead. Here's the 0-2. popped out of play.
Kelly's coming right after him. He's got him 0-2, and he's grooving strikes. That 3-run lead kind of gives you that.
That's exactly what you asked for when the inning started.
Nope.
Ground ball to third, Ybarra. Good throw, Yor is retired. We head to the bottom of the 6th, Lehigh leading 6-3. Back here at the ballpark, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Got a few changes to tell you about taking over on the mound. For Corner Canyon is number 7, Bowen Bodley. Sliding over to first base, it's going to be the starting catcher, Joby Brady. He'll be playing first now, and the designated hitter, Crew Thorne, slides behind the dish. So Thorne will be catching Bowen Bodley. Facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the Lehigh lineup, Dawson Brown, Cole Ybarra, and Murphy Madsen.
High fly ball into left field. Looks like he's got that.
So catch is made by Levi Hines. You said Lehigh number 22?
Yeah, Tegan Stevenson. I don't know. That's just what they think. So.
Okay. Here's Cole Ybarra at the plate. It was a quick first out for Corner Canyon here in the inning.
Yeah, Bodley's coming in, throwing strikes, which is kind of, we've talked about it all game. Corner Canyon needs strikes from their pitching staff. Oh.
As that pitch gets away from Bodley behind Ybarra. Counts 1-1. And that's what Corner Canyon's going to need if they want to get back in this ball game. They got to have a shutdown inning and then get the bats going.
Yeah,
Another miss outside.
He shouldn't have said anything. He's throwing 2 straight balls.
Broadcaster's jinx. Here's the 3-1. Popped out, second base. Going back and making the catch is Bauer. Sorry, that's Mackey. Lehigh left fielder Murphy Madsen will hit with 2 down here in the 6th. Madsen takes ball 1.
Madsen a couple of singles today. Pretty good day at the plate for him.
Well, Dave, I think Kids Day is starting to die down a little bit. I believe the buses are getting warm and some of these classes are clearing out.
Yeah, what an amazing sight, though, to see this ballpark completely full on a Thursday afternoon in the spring.
Well, and I don't think we've mentioned it today, but you can't say enough about the Larry H. Miller Sports and Entertainment Company and their work with the Salt Lake Bees and schools across the state of Utah, whether it be high schools to play in these games or getting these other schools to come out and see, and like you were talking about in the last half inning, just experience the glory that is the game of baseball. I mean, how many chances are some of these kids going to get to come to Bees games?
Yeah.
So now you can come out, you can see how beautiful the ballpark is. You go home, and, Mom and Dad, oh, it's so pretty. Can we go see a Bees game? And it just expands the baseball footprint across the entire state.
Yeah, which you love to see. You know, as baseball fanatics that you and I are, it's good to see the game still healthy, and it's great to see kids out enjoying the game at the ballpark.
Murphy Madsen draws a walk. Brings Ryder Schultz to the plate. He fouls the pitch away. So Schultz behind 0-2. Checks the runner, and the curveball fouled back to the screen.
Schultz with a single and scored a run in the 5th inning.
And the 0-2 misses high.
He's missed a few pitches up top.
Off-speed pitch just misses the zone. Looked like it dropped in from here.
Yeah, we were all waiting for the strikeout call, but didn't come.
Instead, counts 2-2. Bodley comes set. And we'll have a payoff pitch.
A little high with that curveball there. Uh-oh.
Check on the runner. Throw gets away. Madsen is burning around the base paths, and he gets 2 bases on that overthrow. So it's going to be an error on Bodley, allowing Madsen to reach 3rd base on the play.
Kind of an awkward move over there. His step was nowhere near towards the plate or towards first base. It was kind of a 45-degree, and he just airmailed that.
It's the starting pitcher, Lincoln Yore, comes in from the shortstop position to give him a pat on the back and say, "That's all right, keep your head up, let's finish this inning." Ryder Schultz, count still full, I believe.
Oh, good.
Schultz takes ball 4. That'll bring
Colt
Kelly to the plate.
No.
Sorry, that's not Colt. Ryder Aki was pinch hit for earlier in the game. And now Aki will bat.
So Aki walked twice earlier in the game.
RBI chance with runners at the corners. Bodley drops the curveball in on the outside corner. Throw down to second base. It gets into the outfield. Madsen is going to score. Schultz advances to 3rd on the play. Lehi tacks on an insurance run. They lead 7-3.
Corner Canyon had a play on there. They weren't trying to throw him out at second. They were trying to get the runner at home, and Lincoln just unable to handle that low throw because he was coming up throwing. He looked like he was coming home with that ball.
Strike 2 on the outside corner. And you can't blame Corner Canyon for trying to run a play to get out of the inning.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, it's just a matter of execution.
That ball evens the count 2-2. Strike 3 looking. So Aki is retired. We head to the 7th inning. Corner Canyon trailing by 4. It's the Lehi Pioneers 7. Corner Canyon Chargers 3. You're watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com. Back at the ballpark here in South Jordan, where the Corner Canyon Chargers are down to their final 3 outs. We do have one correction to tell you about. after the first pitch. Ooh, that pitch hits the third baseman. That's Zach Sorensen. It hits him, looked like on his hand. He's going to shake it off and head down to first base. That correction we want to tell you about, we had a little miscommunication with the Lehi roster. The pitcher, number 22, is Tegan Stevenson. Tegan Stevenson. Every time we said Case Kelly previously, even when I praised his name, that didn't happen.
Then he's pitched he's come in and done a great job for Lehi. He came in, game tied up 2-2. And he's sitting on a 7-3 lead down to the last 3 outs.
Now, he is getting the job done. We want to make sure and give him his due. Thank you for friends and or family who reached out to pass that name along. So throw over to first to check on the runner. Top of the 7th inning, Corner Canyon trailing by 4. Popped shallow left field, coming in and making the grab, Murphy Madsen.
Looks like Corner Canyon brought Corbin Mackey in to run for Sorensen.
Number 14, Lehi Pioneers.
So with one down, Stevenson comes set and strike one. Sorensen out of the game. We have a speed up runner. It looks like Corbin Mackey. There's the 1-1. Misses low. Another quick reminder, if you're a baseball fool like we are, this is game 1 of 2 at 3 o'clock. The Layton Lancers and the Farmington Phoenix will come together here at the ballpark at America First Square in a Region 1 tilt. I always get the regions mixed up in Utah because they change every summer.
Well, growing up in Region 1 up in Layton, where I played, Region 1's always been Layton and whoever else is in our region, so.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah. So Region 1 we always had set.
Layton and the other guys.
Yep.
Counts 2-2. Liner caught at second base. Throw to first. Runners back in safely. 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. I'd like to say that's a good defensive play made by Brody Bauer, but I think the positioning was all he needed.
Yeah, he was in the right spot.
Softly hit liner.
Number 21,
It's not as easy a play as you think, so a lot of times you'll get those line drives that knuckle.
It'll whiffle a little bit.
You know? And especially when the wind is coming in from the right field like that, sometimes you'll get a little wiggle on that ball.
Here's Garrett Downing at the plate. Left-handed hitting Downing, batting .240 this year. Ground ball to first base, and that's foul. Immediately called foul by the home plate umpire. Everybody will return to their positions.
Downing had a nice single and scored a run in the 6th inning.
Good pitch by Stevenson. Evens the count, 2-2. Corner Canyon down to their final strike. Now 3-2. If Downing can reach, Joby Brady will hit. pitch misses high. So Corner Canyon draws the 2-out walk. They'll have runners at first and second for Joby Brady.
Number 10, Joby Brady.
Brady began the day as the Corner Canyon backstop, moved down to first base in the bottom of the 6th. But Brady's been hot at the plate. He's 3 for 3 with a trio of singles. Stevenson gets the sign. Beautiful off-speed pitch. Brings it right back over the corner. Counts 1-1. 2 down, Lehi leads 7-3. The pitch misses high.
Might be getting a little bit tired here late. Tagan's pitched a really good game.
And it looks like the Lehi coaching staff may be seeing the exact same thing. So we'll have a meeting on the mound. Corner Canyon down to their final out. Lehi trying to hang on, close out the 2026 regular season strong. They began the day second in Region 3, setting themselves up for a nice little postseason run. The 2025 6A runner-up fell to American Fork in the championship series last season.
You know, very well could be the same two teams again this year, both American Fork and Lehi. Have a good shot at the 6A championship again.
Here's the 2-1. Misses outside. If Brady can reach, it would bring the tying run to the plate. And he does. He draws the walk. So Corner Canyon loads the bases with 2 down. A massive moment for Tanner Mackey.
Running for Corner Canyon, number 26, Carson Paulson.
Speed up runner for Corner Canyon, Carson Paulson coming in. He'll run for Brady as Brady gets back into the dugout, ready to play defensively if Corner Canyon can keep this comeback going. Mackey looks at ball 1 from Stevenson.
Good pitch there, outside corner fastball. And if you're Stevenson, you just want to throw strikes. Mackey's the number 8 hitter for Corner Canyon.
There's the 1-1. Strike 2. Chargers once again down to their final strike.
Showed him a couple of strikes on that outside corner. See if he busts him inside with a fastball.
The pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Lehi earns the W. The Pioneers improved to 14-10, 9-6 in Region 3 play this season. Corner Canyon falls to 12-13. They'll finish the regular season 4-11 in Region 3 play. Dave, what are some of your takeaways from today's game?
Well, I like Lehi's offense. They swing the bat well. I really like the top of their lineup. James Rex had a fantastic game today. Hit a couple of really hard balls. Corner Canyon's got to throw strikes, right? Especially going into the playoffs. You've got to have pitching to be able to advance. So I think Lehi's got a chance to advance. Corner Canyon, if they can get a little bit lucky, find a great game out of a pitcher, they might be able to advance a little bit as well. But I like the way this Lehi team swings the bat.
So Lehi gets the 7-3 win. They set themselves up for a postseason tournament run. And we're going to give the player of the game, we're going to go with James Rex. He had a 2 RBI double back in the 4th inning as Lehi started to get back into this ball game, and the Pioneers earned the 7-3 win to close out the regular season. This is the first of 2 games this afternoon here at the ballpark at America First Square, the final day of the high school baseball series. Game 2 will feature a Region 1 battle between Dave's Layton Lancers and the Farmington Phoenix. I'm Brian Priest, he's Dave Harrison. You've been watching high school baseball on KSLSports.com.